Hello, everyone. This is your psychic Christine. Thank you so much for listening in. I try to get to doing this podcast as often as I possibly can. But as I've informed you in previous podcasts, I've been really busy basically putting up a psychic line together for you guys and working on some candles for some clients of mine that are specified to their needs. And as you know, I also do chakra balancing, okay, palm readings, tarot card readings, and psychic readings. So all of the readings that I do are all equally as accurate. They just escalate in information. So like I said, this is episode 25. I appreciate your great reviews, the recommendations that you guys have sent in. It's really good. And like I said, I am so sorry that I don't podcast as often as I would like so that you guys can listen in and get some free life advice here. So, you're always welcome to walk in and have a reading or call and make an appointment. So this podcast is going to be about, trouble that we go through in our life. I talk a lot about negative energies, past life karma, and identifying the sources of negative energies and all kinds of ways that negative energies can enter our lives and have such a powerful negative impact on us. But it's not all bad. It's not all bad news. There is some good that definitely comes out of negative and trouble. There are a couple of different kinds of negatives. Sometimes we go through negative for a good reason, okay? And sometimes we experience blocks in our progress for good reason. Sometimes the universe will close certain doors on us when we become too invested into one specific direction or one specific thing or one specific person, okay? Because the universe supports balance. For example, let's say you're the type of person that invests yourself utterly and completely into a romantic relationship. Sometimes what happens is that the universe will create trouble in that relationship because we've invested too much of ourselves into that direction. We neglect ourselves, we neglect our other relationships, we neglect our work, put ourselves, at the bottom of the list of things to do or deal with. And sometimes, like I said, the universe will cut us off specifically for that reason. Now, like I said, that's when we go through trouble from a good source, not a negative energy. It's from a good source. Like I said, it's not all negative and malicious. The other thing is that, in life, changes happen. And as human beings, we like to have, some kind of sense of security or predictability or a certain amount of contentment, right? But life, pulls the rug from under us when we become too settled in sometimes. And the thing is that trouble sometimes brings out our best self because there's a lot of precious things to learn and a lot of things that sometimes we take for granted, and we learn to have more appreciation, like with people and things and whatever the case may be. So again, that's another good thing because we keep evolving, we keep reinventing ourselves, and we build stronger foundations for ourselves as a result. Those kinds of troubles definitely promote creative thinking, okay, and cause us to self-examine as well. So, who we're supposed to be when it's something like that, or how we should respond to that type of difficulty, is we need to embrace change, okay? We need to be the kinds of people that are resilient, can take a step back and look at the situation for what it is, and, just try to have like an objective opinion about what it is that's happening to us sometimes. Because, as human beings, of course, we're emotional. And we're allowed to get emotional about hurt and disappointment because, like I said, we are human beings. But at the same time, like I said, the universe, God, wants us to do self-examination, wants us to evolve, wants us to grow, wants us to be balanced, and, promote creative thinking and become as strong as we possibly can. And of course, we want that too. We want to reach our optimal potential. I'm sure that you've heard it said before, when things are going good, not a whole lot of learning goes on in that period. But when times are tough, there are many lessons to be learned. And we definitely learn to grow and mature from those experiences. So I just wanted to remind everybody of that tonight. And like I said, there are many different sources of places that negative energy comes from, but it's not always malicious, okay? I've done a lot of talk in the past of malicious negative energy that comes into our lives. But I wanted to talk tonight about the lighter side of difficulty in our lives. And, coming in to have a reading, and I'm able to point that out to you, whether it's something, that's negative or actually a learning curve that's coming from the universe. So feel free to just pop in, or of course you are welcome to make an appointment and give me a call on my cell at 201-953-0658. I do look forward to serving you, and I wanted to thank you again for listening to this podcast. And you are welcome to also pop in to have a look at these beautiful homemade candles, house blessing kits, soulmate kits. I have a lot of beautiful things for you guys to see. Chakra alignment, meditation, readings. I'm kind of, the place to go to meet all of your spiritual needs and help you to understand, where you're at presently and if you're on the right track as far as reaching your goals. So it's a lot more goes on here than just readings. So without further ado, I hope you enjoyed your this podcast. I look forward to seeing you. Give me a call, and I look forward to putting up my next podcast. This is episode number 25. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Good night.